right before we get started, I just want to recognize that there is so much still going on in the world, but this is our happy place, our happy space. And we do want to acknowledge that David Z has passed, and we so appreciate all of the music he has ever touched, and he touched a lot of Prince's output. For me, most notably, Jill Jones's debut, as well as Maserati and so much more, because I know everybody's going to put in the chat. And he also did this and he also did that, but I'm talking about what resonated with me personally, because he did a lot. And in the accompanying playlist, there is a really wonderful video that someone just uploaded a couple of days ago with a very early interview with David. And this is actually a screenshot from that video. So I don't know who uploaded the video, but whoever uploaded the video, thank you, because it's just so extraordinary to see and hear about the Minneapolis music scene, kind of in real time in an early time. And I hope that more David Z interviews pop up because I didn't know that this one existed. So Celie, do you want to say anything about Mr. David Z?
Yeah, just like you say, one of those people that when you're telling the story of the Minneapolis sound and of Prince, he's a person that got to have a chapter, right? That's just, and so I'm glad you shared the video with me. I hope, because I wanted to know exactly what year. I know he was talking about Fine Young Cannibals, and so I was trying to figure out, I would really love to know what year. And the other thing is, which is not that important, but because it's our childhood and it's our youth, it's just cool seeing those people when they were young. Right? Yeah. We get to, we see them and we grow up and we get old and you see them. So when I first started, I started like, oh my God, because we forget they were babies when they were doing this. I really do think it's we take for granted how young all these people were when they were making the music that was not only changing the world, but shaping our lives. And so I'll say this, and I said about David Z and Prince and that whole camp. They are some of the people you can't make this statement about. You can't say about them that youth is wasted on the young, because they were some young people who took full advantage of everything they had. And I said, and one last thing, and I know this will be near and dear to your heart, because I never thought. I'm glad that Jill said he did this. For him to open Jill's record with that vamp at the end of Baby, You a Trip?
Yeah.
I always thought that was genius. Like I always thought that, never knew why that, but for him to kind of chop that up and put that, because for me, I'm not saying that's the whole song, but that's the essence of the song, that vamp at the end. And that lets you know. And so please check out that video because you really get to see what kind of producer he was and how he thought and what he thought producing was. So yes, thank you, David Z. Thank you, the entire Rifkin family. And also, that video made me want to, because I always wanted to know more about the Peterson family, right? And people don't understand what an institution the Peterson family was and is in Minneapolis. That video now made me want to go and know more about the Rifkin family. And I think as we're telling these stories, so somebody should write a book about the Peterson family, and somebody should write a book about the Rifkin family, because they are part of the Minneapolis sound. That's it. I'll shut up.
All right. So again, we want to just give reverence to the late, great David Z. So much music. And like you said, it's like the opening of Jill's album is one of the best openers of any album ever. And it just really sucks you into the world of that particular album. And yeah, so I'm so grateful for that alone.
Yes.
And so much more. So with that being said, let's get started with what did Prince do this week? And we are week 32 of 1986. And this is a very slow read of Dwayne Tudall's Prince Studio Sessions book series. All right, I love that drum drop. I couldn't talk over that. So, um, and that's Prince on the drums. Okay. We're going week to week, which means Sunday to Saturday of 1986, not date to date. But if that's confusing for you, just look at the daily, look at the schedule. I forgot to change that to 32. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it on the spot. Just like that. We're going to do that. And so today, get your books ready for August 3rd, Sunday, August 3rd through Saturday, August 9th. So that's what we're going to be reading this week. And then you do not need the paperback version, but that's what me and C. Lee has. And we got the updated version with the circle. 50 more pages.
There you go.
All right. It's one of my favorite songs off of
You know what?
House 16. Yeah.
You said 50 more pages.
Oh, I said 50 more pages in terms of the OG version versus the paperback.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But I was just talking about, like, it made me think about, we're almost finished with this book.
Yeah, we're almost. So yeah, because I got my mark where we are.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is actually the notes.
Right.
Dwayne has so many amazing notes in the back, which
means that we are, man, this has been a whole journey.
Yeah, it has. So, because like this is the notes right here.
See? There you go.
Yeah. So we're almost there.
No.
Almost there.
I still remember when you said, "Who's coming with me?" Like, well, we'll see when you get back. Let us know.
Yeah, I gotta give Michael Dean. I am so grateful for Michael Dean because Michael Dean was the only person who raised his hand and he said yes. So I have nothing but love and respect for Michael Dean.
He got on that Star Trek Enterprise with you. He got on the Enterprise, and the rest of us stood on the docking board like, right?
Yes.
This is postcards from the galaxy.
Yes. And yes, we did. David Z is no longer with us. And so we just want to give reverence to all that he contributed to not only Prince's world, but also the world of music. So we want to give our deepest condolences to Bobby Z, his brother, and the rest of his family and his friends. And yeah, it's a bit of a shocker for sure.
On that video, the song he was talking about, he rescued from the bin for the Finding Uncountables. Was it "She Drives Me Crazy," or was it another song?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay.
But if it is, she drives me crazy. That was a big one.
Right. Exactly.
Yes. So let's see. LTKK. I love this because documentation is really big for me. I try to tell my students to document their work, but nobody ever listens to me. So it's so wonderful, LTKK, for this thread you have in the chat that I am going to read. So sorry for the long comment, but I just want to thank Prof. Duff for the show and Dwayne for this book. Over the last week, I've been going through my own archive of music from roughly the last 20 years. Doing that has taught me a lot about my own creative process. Documentation gives you the wide picture. It's easy to feel like you haven't done much when you aren't famous. Document your work. That is our public service announcement from LTK.
Exactly. Amen and Ashe, brother. That is, you're right. Because I like what he said, because a lot of times we're so busy working that we don't archive what we do. Right.
Yes.
So yes, what you're saying is just archive, because you can forget what you have accomplished. So I'm with you on that.
Yes. And I love this comment from D68A. It's so important for us to also give thanks to Dwayne for writing these past two books. And he's finishing up the third book as he's also finishing up Eric Leeds' book. So Dwayne is a typing. Dwayne is a typing. We got to give much love to Dwayne Tudor for actually giving us such an incredible ride these past 2 years, and then the 2 years prior to that. So we cannot wait for the next volume of Prince and the Studio Sessions. It's the only thing so Dwayne, I know you already know this because I said it's just such a long title. I wish it would have been just like Prince, 1985, 1986.
No. He wanted you to know what this book was about. You gonna know what this book about. You know. And the parade assigned the Times Era studio sessions 1985 and 1986. They probably had to erase some more. And the extras and the stuff and the B-sides and that's another Dwayne. That's take that off the end.
Yes. So I know Dwayne sometimes watches these. He's probably not watching them right now because I'm sure he is typing right as we speak because he has a couple of pretty major deadlines. And this is not all he's doing. So yes, welcome. And let's see. I didn't know David Z produced She Drives Me Crazy. When I think of that song, I think of Damon Wayans imitating the lead singer or in Living Color doing the Old Train sketch. Yes. Awesome. So I didn't do a roll call today, but let me quickly say that Andre Staley was first in the chat. And we also had Rockabosh. And let's see. Oh, I love this. This week should be called Purple Days of Our Lives because there was so much drama and tension this week on what did Prince do this week. I love that. We got Cassandra Bradley, probably in the gym where I should be. I only went one time this week. We're going to go today so I can be more like you, Cassandra. And we got Drea Dances. We got Boombox Guru. And we got Gabrielle, and we got RTL 49. We got my Liberty Brother Blade Brown. We got Christina Schlosser from Minneapolis. We got EA 8133. We got Nick Felder from Denver. We got Sister Traw from H-Town. We got Heavenly Gangs. We got Karan in the house. We got Chris Bournet from Ohio. And we got Theo from Seattle. And we got D68A, and we got Duke Swan, we got Lisa Williams, we got Ron Kayla, and we got Real Line of D. Oh, I love this, Real Line of DJs. Avatar is Jill Jones for David Z. Love that. That really just spoke to me. I see you, Real Line of DJ. And we got TP Libra in the house. We got Lady Cab Driver in the house and LTKK. And we want to give our deepest condolences to Duke Swan for his friend whom you found out about this morning. Thank you for being with us on this day. In this moment, and my deepest condolences to you and Gary's family and friends. And we got Reggie B in the house, and we got our timekeeper. And yes, David Z was so critical to the sound of the mid 80s for sure. And we got Gloria in the house. Thank you. Welcome. And Anna B is in the house. And I think I got everyone. El Michelle and Tom H. And I think I did Dr. Claw, April Watson, and 71. Thank you for coming in here just so I can hit that button. All right. So going back, and Zuzu's Pedals, and Ralph Morgan, and I am 6380. Thank you for making it live. I need a sound for that. Yeah, we're going to do that again. There's her sound for making it live. And we got Freak Tech, if I'm saying that right. Okay, so going back to our housekeeping really quickly, we need you to hype, and you can only hit hype on mobile only. Ring the bell to turn on notifications and subscribe.
You can ring my bell. Ring
my bell. Ring.
We so old.
I know. I love that doom. You know that doom. I don't know what it is, but that's like, oh my God, yeah. They don't make music like that anymore. Gotta love it. So, and what I was gonna say. Oh, so I can't believe that we have had 2 episodes that went beyond 700 views. So thank you. So as Ricky would say, hit that like button as you come on in. I really appreciate it. And Dwayne would really appreciate it. Just, to expose his amazing book to more people, also to expose more people to Prince's work ethic, because it was not magic. Prince worked hard every week, and that's the reason why we call this What Did Prince Do This Week? Oh, is it really Happy 808 Day, Kim? Love that. And, oh, Reggie B, this is really, really great. And let me just say, I absolutely love you guys. It's great to be alive in the same life cycles and timelines as you beautiful people. That really, yeah, yes, thank you for that. And Gabrielle knows about Ring My Bell.
There you go.
Yes, yes, yes. And I love this. Thank you so much, LTKK Hype. Like, leave a comment after it ends. So, yeah, we had 700, not the last episode. We're still hovering around 500 with the last episode, but the previous two were 700. I was really shocked to see that. So, again, if you wouldn't mind doing what LTKK is telling you, hype and leave a comment after it ends, it would be really helpful. But if you don't want to do it, that's fine too. We don't want to force you to do anything. And the State of Prince Rogers Nelson is not affiliated, associated, or connected with the What Did Prince Do This Week book club series. It is an independent endeavor. And our community guidelines, which are really important, is very, very simple. I got community guidelines, but it's really just one. It should be community guideline, which is we choose to be a community even when we disagree. It's just that simple.
That's right. You ain't got to be mad because somebody don't like your favorite song. It ain't an attack on you.
Yes. And then I love this from Theo. Where did Prince do the work at the studio? I love that. Where did Prince do the work? Love that. And I love this from Gabrielle. Yeah, I will learn to hype. So I love that. So you can only hype in mobile for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe that'll get changed at some point, but that's where we are right now. And, kind of going back to the community guidelines, because I want to add another slide that says, just because I love chocolate doesn't mean I don't like vanilla.
There we go. There we go. Exactly. Ain't nobody hating on your vanilla, right? Right. You get to love your vanilla. You ain't got to be all up in the chat. What's wrong with vanilla?
Yes.
All of a sudden, here come the damn pistachio people. What I just said, hey, just gave chocolate a little love. You ain't got to show up.
Yeah. So
I'll show you how country and ghetto I am. What's the sherbet? What's the orange one?
Orange sherbet is what I used to call
it. Yeah. The orange sherbet people ain't gonna be far behind. What about the orange sherbet? Yeah, man.
What about the green sherbet?
See? Oh, by the way, which ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Okay.
There's this local ice cream shop down from me. They sell the greatest milkshake I've ever had in my life.
And what flavor?
Well, I only have the vanilla one.
Okay.
But it's the greatest.
You don't have the chocolate one.
There you see, there you go. See, it's the greatest milkshake I've ever had in my life. But guess what? It's $10 and ain't but that goddamn big.
Wow.
It's like little.
Wow.
It's little. They must be bringing all of the ingredients in handmade. It's like literally, like the little white styrofoam cup. That's the size for $10.
That, as my mom would say, T90.
There you go. and that exactly. But you know what? And I complain, $10 damn. $10 damn. Ooh, good Lord. So yeah, right, Theo. I can't go back. All right, sorry, Kim. My bad. But
I gotta read this from Andre just because I hate Orion of Arms. I love that. Doesn't mean I despise people who are Team Arms. Love that. Okay, let's get to it because we actually do have a lot to go through this week. So at the top of the hour, we played Madhouse 16.9, and I played it for a reason. I just saw something that Baron 3121 posted on Twitter. It was an interview with the drummer from Earth, Wind, and Fire and Eddie M, and he was talking about actually rehearsing or trying out to be the drummer for Madhouse, and he was talking about playing nine and how complicated it was in real time to kind of keep time and stuff like that. So nine is one of my favorite songs because of how many changes there are in the song. And I obviously also like the chopsticks and stuff. Like, it's a brilliant song. It opens nine, and the only two people are on it are Prince and Eric Leeds, which is important for Madhouse 16 because there are a lot of other players on that album as compared to Madhouse 8, where it was all the songs were Eric Leeds and Prince. So that's another reason why I love nine so much. And so it just gave me an excuse to play nine again because it's one of my favorite songs. It's super short though. It's like less than 3 minutes, which I don't know why I love Prince's short songs, but I just wish they would be longer. And we are at episode 184 of Where Did Prince Do the Work? Thank you so much, Theo, for more acronyms. And we are week 32 of 1986. And this week, Prince had 4 studio sessions, 3 new songs. Let's do our quiz for the week. What 3 songs did Prince track this week? Let's see. I love this. Nick Felden said, both of you just reenacted every live stream I've ever seen. Exactly. So, yes, shout out to Manisa as always.
And the bank behind her. Look at it. There's a bank behind her. Yes. Wow. Thank y'all for letting me know that there was a bank behind her.
Yes, there's a bank.
See, look at that. Look at that. A bank. A whole bank.
Yes. And what's really great, I mean, now that I see this, I always think of Laura LaPuma because I never really looked at the background for different reasons why Celie probably didn't look at the background. But knowing that this was a backdrop from like Warner Brothers Hollywood studio is also really, really special.
Yeah.
So, and also now every time I see this, I think of Laura LaPuma. And I really wish we could see the original photos because supposedly Manisa had on a trench coat. And when Prince saw the photos, he was like, nah. It was like the trench coat went. I really would love to see those trench coat photos. So if anybody has a copy,
you know what? I don't use this phrase a lot. But when Prince saw that trench coat, he was like, y'all playing in my face.
Yes, yes. So I do have the Laura LaPuma interview in the company playlist this week because we're going to talk about, well, you'll understand actually when we start talking about what we're going to talk about this week. So in addition to the 4 studio sessions, 3 new songs, there's 1 live concert. Everybody should know what that second concert should be. Okay, here we go. Carol Brooks is doing the reading or looking at the book really quickly. Hot Thing, Make Your Mama Happy, Forever in My Life. And let's see, Reggie B admits, go ahead.
Now go back to that for a moment. You know something? From 87 until now, because of the way the album is tracked, and I listen to albums, I don't listen to songs, but I don't think I've ever heard Hot Thing without Forever in My Life back to back, except when I'm watching the concert.
Interesting.
So when Hot Thing was actually released as a single, when it would go off on the radio, I would literally run and go play Forever in My Life. Because it felt that way. So whenever I see it, so the fact that, I didn't realize they're made the same week, which is probably, just a coincidence, but the fact that here they are made the same week, and that for me, I can't fathom hearing Hot Thing without hearing Forever in My Life. Like they are, and for the reasons that one is about the physical, the other is about the spiritual, and then of course, Prince gave us that great religious moment for the Sign of Times concert, combining Forever in My Life and It, doing it the other way, giving us the spiritual, then giving us the physical with It. So yeah, that's just interesting that those 2 songs track the same week, and I have them forever together embedded in my mind. All right, that's it.
All right, so much in the chat here. And I also want to respond to what you just said. So I never listened to the album Sign of the Times. I always listen to Sign of the Times Live. Like that's my Sign of the Times album.
Right.
So it was interesting when I was reading this week's again that, oh my God, these two songs were recorded in the same week. It's just like insane to kind of think about. I mean, I don't know, like, if when he recorded it, he was like, okay, these work back to back, or knowing Prince, he might have already had it in his head even before he recorded them that these are the two songs that he wanted to do this week. So yeah. So one of the things I think often baffled me in real time is why Hot Thing wasn't a huge hit. I think it could have been, but I don't know what happened. I will say though, in real time, I thought that the song was too repetitive as a teen. And it wasn't until I saw Sign of the Times live that I was like, okay, now I understand. But when I saw those of you on Volume,
right,
that performance of Hot Thing, that's
yes.
when I was like, oh,
right.
Because the drum that like on that performance, the drum track goes on like, I don't know, 2 minutes before anything comes in. You know, it's just the drum track. So it's just amazing how the studio versions of a song may not hit you, but the live version will. And so sometimes this happened with me with Bilal one time when he was performing all these songs live before he recorded the studio version or before he put out the studio version. I was so used to the live version that when the album came out, it fell flat because it didn't translate the energy that was live. So that happens a lot.
So I will say, one, it came at the end. You know, it was like one of the last singles. I think I can't remember if that or Take the Place of Your Man was the last single that came out. But I think also, and I'm going to say this, don't kill me in the chat. I'm just talking about in real time. Because I'm one of the people who was in the minority on this. We all know that If I Was Your Girlfriend became a cult classic. We all know that If I Was Your Girlfriend became, once Prince played that, it was big on Black radio for a time. But in real time, the releasing of If I Was Your Girlfriend kind of stifled the momentum of the album that it was building. Because, and I know that Alan Leeds has talked about it. In fact, Alan Leeds talks about it on the liner notes for the hits. He's talked about it in other places. And it's a really interesting song propped up because, you know, I was the kid on the street who was going to have the first Prince album, right? I remember one of the thuggiest of thugs. I mean, this dude was like a thuggy thug. And I remember him eating up to me like, hey, man, make me a copy of that If I Was Your Girlfriend. Like, what? So, but it was, a lot of people didn't get it. And I remember people coming to me like, hey, man, what's up with your boy, man? If I Was Your Girlfriend, what he trying to say? Because they didn't take time to listen to the lyrics, right? They didn't know that it was a play on words. And all those years later, now I know people going to get mad and going to come for me, right? But when I was still teaching, and, you know, Beyonce was at her height, all of my little students, all my little female students, Beyonce is great and Beyonce is this, and you know, Miss McInnes, and Miss Beyonce is so deep because her song, If I Were a Boy, I said, yeah, she owes a royalty check to Prince for If I Was Your Girlfriend, right? So that's how far ahead of the game If I Was Your Girlfriend was, right? And it was, and this is why I to this day say why TLC didn't change the lyric. Because if TLC would have been true to the song would have been If I Was Your Boyfriend. So I'm not going to say that TLC didn't understand the song because I know Dallas Austin is a big Prince fan. So rather than saying they didn't understand the song, I would say that they didn't want to take the risk that Prince took for being misunderstood, right? Yeah, so but I think that so by the time we get to Hot Thing, I think that a lot of the momentum had been stifled simply because a lot of people didn't know what Prince was trying to do with If I Was Your Girlfriend, and they just saw this dude in makeup and heels and blouses. Well, he must be announcing something else. That's it. I'll shut up.
Okay, so in the chat, sorry. I can't talk today for some reason. So in the chat, so Hot Thing wasn't officially a single, even though it was a promo single.
Okay.
And the thing is, it was the B-side to I Can Never Take the Place of Your Man.
There we go.
I'm going to be honest. I always flipped it in my head because I never understood why I Can Never Take the Place of Your Man was an actual single. I'm talking about in real time again, before you guys come for me in the chat. I am a teenager. We're talking about when I am a teenager. So for me, Hot Thing would have been a better single. So whenever I imagine that cover, and I can see the cover, I don't see I Can Never Take the Place of Your Man. I see Hot Thing. So like my brain has totally like mixed it because like I never understood in real time why.
Right.
So and Carol Brooks agrees, TLC's version does confuse me, as you say, it turned the meaning all around. And yes, go to a movie cry. So one of the comments that I wanted to highlight, if I can find it, is this. The organ. Organ. That's like one of my favorite moments of Sun and Times Live. Like when he looks over to Cat. Incredible, but just the organ work on that is so funky, and I was like, why isn't it like that on the album? When I saw Simon Times Live, you know, like, why is a Strange Relationship like the First Avenue performance? You know, like, it just baffles the mind. But yes, why Hot Thing didn't have a video? That's right, Nick Felton, and all of that. So
because it was too steamy for the TV.
It was too steamy. So we were getting ahead of ourselves, and I know Kim is like, oh Lord. Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about this week. Sunday is the second sold out Madison Square Garden show. Again, last week when we talked about Saturday, that was the first time Prince ever performed at Madison Square Garden, so he was able to perform 2 shows back to back. Then on Monday is the UK version, single of Girls and Boys. There was not a USA single of Girls and Boys, so we're going to talk about that. And then we have the orchestra mix of Crystal Ball, and you have overdubs, edits, and mixes, overdub mixes of All My Dreams, Hot Thing tracking, Make Your Mama Happy, and Forever in My Life tracking, as Carol pointed out. And then horn overdubs, mixes, and edits for Hot Thing, and horn overdubs for Make Your Mama Happy on Friday, voice overdubs and mixes on Friday. And then Prince flew to London to start the European leg of the parade tour. And I know somebody's gonna put in the chat, well, it wasn't really a parade tour in America. I know hit and run tour, and then somebody's gonna say it's not really a tour, hit and run, performances. So yeah, all of that. Yes. Okay, let's see what our timekeeper's talking about. The Hot Thing sequence in sometimes makes up for the lack of the Battle of Dorothy Parker performance. That is a really good point. I would have loved to have heard at that moment what that Dorothy Parker would have, sounded like. Because I've never, and I know somebody's going to put in the chat, you got to listen to this live version of the Ballad of Dorothy Parker. I never have heard of version of Ballad of Dorothy Parker that matches my love of the studio version, and that is extremely rare for me, because it's usually the other way around. Yes, we got to give a shout out to Baby Love in Alabama. I miss Alabama. I've been thinking about Alabama a lot today, as well as this week. So you must know my heart because I miss Alabama. So thank you for being here, baby love. Yes, I love this, the semantics police. And so, yes. And let's see. All right. Okay. And let's get into it. Do you want to do the first reading about the Madison Square Garden, August 3rd?
Sure.
Not August 2nd, but August 3rd.
All right. Sunday, August 3rd, 1986. Venue, Madison Square Garden, New York, New York. Capacity, 19. Do people still say New York, New York? Capacity.
We're going to say New York City.
Right. Okay.
So, or NYC.
There you go. Capacity, 19,500, sold out. This is a quote from Wendy. Musically.
From Wally.
Huh?
From Wally. Not Wendy. You said a quote from Wendy.
Wait a minute. Sunday, August. Oh, never mind. I'm reading.
No, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. I'm wrong. You're right.
Okay. Sunday, August 3rd. There we go. All right. Sunday, August 3rd, quote from Wendy. Musically, the tour was great, but I could also tell he was very angry a lot. There was tension within the band. When Prince was frustrated, it poured downhill to next in line, and next in line was his band. The audience probably never had a clue, but Wendy, who shared the stage with him, witnessed the small cracks growing into great hordes or folds.
I don't know what that is.
All right. That's an interesting little H. All right. The quote here is this quote from Wendy or Lisa?
It's from Wendy.
Okay. I saw it every night because there was so many people on stage. You could tell who he was having his repartee with. So there was a lot of repartee with Wally, Brooks, and Jerome. Lots with Eric. He was testing a lot of go-betweens between me and Nico. He was, in a way, humiliating Bobby even more with more complex things and getting on the drums and doing his thing. There's a lot of that going on. There was a thing he would do if you were playing and he wanted certain musicians not to play while the group was jamming. It rarely fell on me to lay out, and we started saying we started saying lay out a lot, and I was like, this is not good. He's testing something, right? And then we go on to Lisa, and so Lisa says, quote, he's my brother, and here's an additional quote by Lisa.
We don't want to read the quote.
Oh, you don't want to read that quote? Okay. All right, so then we'll go down to the next paragraph. Prince and the Revolution ended the concert series on a high note, but there was a sadness to many of them that the abbreviated series of the U.S. shows was a drastic letdown after the Purple Rain tour. Quote, this is Alan Leeds, quote, I really wish we played the States, reflecting tour manager Alan Leeds. He continues, I'm second guessing, but it would have been really interesting to know what effects it might have had on his career had we played that tour, because I think we would have really blown some people away. It was a kick-ass tour. Anyway, they got a taste of it. In the quote, tickets for the European tour had gone on sale at the end of July. Yeah, and I'm one of those. I hate. Thank you, Sister Christina. Oh, that's a J. Why does it look like an H in my book?
It's actually an FJ.
Okay. So that's a FJ. Looks like a daggone funny looking H in my book. All right. So for George in Norway, Google says a long, narrow, deep sea in like. Okay. All right. So like a moat, I guess. All right. Very good. Thank you, Sister Christina. Yeah, we don't want to be. We played the shoulda, woulda, coulda. Man, I don't like to tell a missed opportunity, but yeah, I'm really sad that didn't come our way. Thank you, Sister Brooks, for the correct pronunciation. Fjords. There we go. Thank you, Sister Carol.
Yeah, we need some education because I never.
There you go. There you go.
And then we got two pronunciations now. Big Sexy saying fjords.
Fjords. Okay.
And Carol saying fjords. And Kim is also saying fjord.
Yord. Okay. All right.
Fjord. So maybe it's fjord between
Okay.
these three.
All right. Thank y'all for hey, this is why we love to chat. Because
Yeah.
I don't claim to know everything when I'm on this screen. So appreciate y'all.
No. I did not get this word growing up in Alabama.
There you go.
Say that. Or Georgia for that matter.
Or Mississippi. So
yes.
Hey,
And in New York either, because today, well, whenever I first read Dwayne's book, but the second time around, yes. So.
Right. Yeah, we have no fjords laying around in Clarksville, Mississippi. Yes. But we'd have had that without BB King. So, take that.
All right. So I hear what we're reading, and I need to check where this quote is coming from Wendy, because normally, I mean, one of the things I love about Dwayne is the notes that we get. But the one thing is, like, for the actual quotes at the beginning, we don't get notes, meaning like where did that quote come from? Unless I'm making that up. I need to go to the back and make sure I'm saying that correctly. So I have some photos to show from this particular show at the Madison Square Garden. And before I show them, let's think about them in context of what we just read. So supposedly Prince is angry. Every single time I see a parade live performance from the Hit and Run or European, like, he looks really, really happy to me until the end. So I don't know, like, if is he angry right now because he doesn't look angry, or is it one of those things where he's happy on stage and then when he gets off the stage he's mad? I don't know. That's always been like a bit of a disconnect for me.
But you know what? Taking Wendy's other quote in context, I think that, you know, I like to say that there are two sides to every story, right?
Yeah.
I can see her thinking that because from what we've seen and heard and everybody said, he was definitely auditioning people for a move.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think that Wendy, what's the word I want to use? Was perceptive. She was a little bit more perceptive than Lisa what was coming. Now, what happens is once you perceive something, right, what we have to do is make it make sense in our head. So if I'm working for Professor D'Angela Duff, I'm working for her, and then you start testing out other people. Well, the way Seeley has to make it make sense in his head is, I must have done something wrong. She must not like me anymore. And I want to be clear, and that doesn't negate the other kind of romantic stuff that we know was going on in the background, right? That doesn't negate that he's in a relationship with the guitarist's sister. So from Wendy's perspective, right? So I'm with you. I don't know if it was so much Prince was angry as it was Wendy becomes the first person who's really perceptive to the fact that, and why? Because I'm gonna use a term and I'm not using it in a bad, yes. Thank you, Sister Dread Dances. I'm gonna use a term that's usually used in a negative way. I'm not using a negative way, but I'm going to put it this way. If I'm the teacher's pet, and then all of a sudden somebody else is the teacher's pet, right? Think about what Brown Marcus often said. Brown Marcus often said Prince was one way with Lisa and Wendy that he wasn't with the guys. And Wendy, to this point, they're writing songs with Prince. They're doing other things with Prince. They're in the studio a lot. And then all of a sudden, here come Miko. Here come Jerome, Wally, and Brooks, right? Here comes some other folk. Here comes Sheila E. Now, all of a sudden, I'm not the teacher's pet. So now I got to make it make sense along with the romance drama. So to your point, I'm with you. I don't think it was so much that he was angry, but I do give latitude to the fact that from Wendy's perspective, if I was the teacher's pet, who the only two members who was on a magazine cover with him?
Mm.
So to go from I'm one of the only two people on a magazine cover to lay out. I don't lay out. Other people lay out. That had to strike some kind of way. So I give her latitude for that's how she made it make sense. Because sometimes when relationships end, professional or whatever, we have to make it make sense. That's it. I'll shut up.
All right. So there's a couple of comments from Rockabosh that I want to highlight. And Rockabosh is saying people should read the section about being a band leader because maintaining payroll, getting the most out of his musicians, and managing morale is for the soft-hearted.
Yep.
It probably is not for the soft-hearted. And if anything, that speaks to Prince's professionalism to keep internal issues from reaching the public in terms of the actual performances. That's also a really good point, Rockabosh. Prince was such the professional that perhaps he did not allow his growing anger or whatever, disappointment or whatever happened until he broke the guitar. I don't know on stage. I don't know. What's up, Jesse?
And you know, I got to do it. I wish that I had Jesse's hair. I wish I had Jesse's hair. Welcome, brother Jesse. Always great to see you.
Yeah, always great to see you. Okay, so let's look at these photos because I got a lot. So let's get this party started. So this is one of the tickets. As everyone should know by now, I love tickets because I am a graphic designer is one of the things that I am. And so what I find interesting about this ticket compared to a lot of Ticketmaster tickets is that we get the Madison Square Garden logo that looks like the NBC Peacock. It also looks like this game show that I cannot remember. It was in the 70s. Can't remember what it was called, but I don't know. It reminds me of that. It's very 70-ish, that Madison Square Garden logo. So you can see that the tickets, Celie, were only $18.50 in 1986 at Madison Square Garden. And that must be an incredible. I mean, it just, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess we need to do the translation. If somebody in the chat can do the translation in terms of what 1850 in 1986 would be today, I'd be curious to know because of inflation and all that. Yeah. Okay. So one of the reasons why I wanted to show this photo, and I have a lot of photos where the that's funny, Rockabosh. The Rockabosh said 1850 is the price of a burger now at a concert for sure.
Which is why when I go to events, I never consume food.
Yeah.
I'm not at football games, at concerts, I'm not buying that expensive bleeping food. So yeah. That's it.
All right. That's a really good public service announcement. And this is also very, very important. People complain about ticket prices back then too. That's the reason why I want to know if someone can translate. There should be, like, if you do your Google, some way to translate what 1850 would be from 1986 to 2026. And Carol is with you. Eat before you go. And Boombox as well.
All right. And since we're not out there in them streets no more, and you know, the how long time has lapsed, or you could pull a Monica McInnes and take a big ass purse, and that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. If you know, you know. I'm gonna leave it at that. Go ahead.
You know. Okay, thank you, D68A. So D68A.
See, that ain't bad.
That's not bad. 56.
That ain't bad
compared to the ticket prices right now. I mean, to be honest, I didn't go see Erykah Badu. I've seen Erykah Badu on every single tour except last year because the tickets were, I don't know, $200 or $300, and I was like, I've never even paid that for Prince. Like, I'm not paying that for anybody unless it's Prince.
Right.
And then this year, I really wanted to go see Jill Scott, but the tickets were like $200, $300, $400, and I was just, I cannot do it. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I love that. Pumbaa's, they checking purses now. So That is
That's
true.
right. You gotta take them clear bags now. You gotta take them clear bags. The clear bags.
Yes. All right. So I think I wanted to start with this photo because I was just so confused. I have never, at this point, I can understand if this was like the 1999 tour, but this is like post Purple Rain, and Prince looks like he just has on a sweater off the rack. And also, why does he have on a sweater?
And you know what? I'm glad you're going there. When I saw these pictures in real time in '86, Prince made sweaters cool to me.
Okay.
I became a black and white sweater wearer because of these pictures in '86. I did not think, we went through the whole Bill Cosby and all his crazy sweaters, all them crazy. That sweaters were not, this is a picture. These set of pictures, these are what made sweaters cool to me. So during the winter, I have about 2 or 3 sweaters that I will wear trying to look like Prince. That's it. Go on with the pictures.
So I love this comment from Jesse. I love the era piece, starting his appreciation for his turtlenecks. I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. And I know somebody's going to hate me in the chat. I'm so sorry. But I really hate it when Prince started wearing those, what do you call them? Tunics or tunics? I don't know.
Yeah, the tunics.
Whatever they're called. I don't even know what they're called. And even my mom was like, why he wearing I'm sorry. So I wanted to show this photo, and I love the expression on his face on this photo, but I also wanted to show this photo just to see the fit of it. I feel like they went to TJ Maxx or Marshalls or something, and Prince is like, I need a sweater. I don't know. So I was super confused by the sweater. The same way I was confused by the jeans during the MTV performance of Sometimes. Okay. Anyway, love this photo. The expression on his face. This is like such a Prince expression. And Mo sweater, just for all the sweater lovers out there.
There you go. Mo cowboy, Mo sweater. Can't have too much sweater. There you go.
You can't. And his makeup is on point, as you can see. And this is one of my favorite tambourines. This one and the 3121 tambourine. I think this has always been my favorite Prince tambourine with the Paisleys. Love it. And
you just so a side note for celebration, this past celebration. I mean for symposium. You almost got a tambourine. So you know how you got your poem in the frame?
Yeah.
Our original goal was to put it on a tambourine.
Oh, I would have loved that.
But we sent it in. The people never responded back to us.
Oh wow.
There's a company that does special design tambourine. We found them and we sent it in, and they never responded. So yeah. So when you made me think about that.
Oh, that would have been so special. I agree. Rockabosh, the most casual Prince looked on stage at this time. And what did I feel like I missed something. Yeah. So yes, this is pretty funny. I want to be your sweater. And then RL 2768, always looking fine no matter what he wears. And Carol says, yes, it's off the rack, but harkening back to those frozen Minneapolis winters clothing he wore as a kid, I'm sure. But it's like August in New York. Like, why does he have on this sweater? That's what I want to know. Okay, I'm going to leave Prince alone in his sweater. It looks good with the buttons down the side, though, on the pants. And this is, I put this one in for Celie because, any of the, yes.
Follow me.
Yes.
It's all about me.
Yes. And then I also love this one too because
ta-da!
And the tambourine. Yes, great photo. It was in some magazine. It was like in a magazine or something. And
harking back, shout out to Law and the performance of tambourine again. I haven't felt that sexy in a long time. Let's move on.
Yes. And we saw some photos from Gary Gershoff. Gary Gershoff is becoming my favorite live Prince photographer because he's getting some really great shots. So this is one from Gary Gershoff, and then this one where he's getting hot, and so, I don't know if Gary took this shot because I couldn't get a photo credit, so if anybody knows it's photo credit, I really love this shot. It reminds me of some of the Jeff Katz photos when he's taking, for the cover, so I really love that. Then you got the posterior shot, which is really great. You can see it in color, and then you can see like the larger uncropped photo. Love that this is from Black Beat. Black Beat, yes, Black Beat photo of the month. The photographer is credited, but I can't make out the last name. So if someone knows if that's correct or not, please let me know. But Eddie is one of my favorite names because it was my grandfather's name, and I have never met. I've only met one other Eddie in my real life, so I don't know. Eddie is a dying name, so it's like it's really great to see another Eddie. And then I love this photo of Wendy by RJ III, the smoke and everything, and I love her hair. Like her hair is like so incredible. I also loved Bobby Z's drum kit from this era. And that's one of the things that really pained my heart when I went to Celebration this year, because they have taken out the Under the Cherry Moon Parade Graffiti Bridge room. And I remember like they had that kit. So I really wish that was still there. And I love this. I used to buy Black Beat magazine religiously. Okay, cool music.
Yep. Black Beat, right on, and rockin' soul.
I love this from Theo. Sweater in the summer does not compute. That's right. And let's see. Exactly, Rockabosh. How did he not catch a heat stroke?
You know the answer to that. Both of y'all know the answer to that.
No, wait.
Because when you cool from the inside, you don't sweat. What do? You condensate. That's how Rockabosh. You cool from the inside. Ain't no sweaters in the check. Ain't no sweat. We don't sweat.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes, baby love. Like Wendy's hair, I got to go back to it. It is so on point. It's another shot that I just kept in just because of. So of course Jesse would know. Oh my God. Okay. So I had to keep this photo in because it's not the best quality of photo, but because of Bobby Z's drum kit, incredible. And then this is another Gary Gershoff photo. And what?
You ain't ear sweat. You ain't ear sweat. Do you know I still say that to this day? You ain't ear sweat. You ain't even sweat.
Oh my God. I love this. Seeley came through with the fastball down the middle for sure. I'm not that fast. Oh my God. Okay. And I think this may be like an audience shot, but I just love this shot of Prince with no shirt on because he's got, he was hot with that shirt playing his organ. I love when he goes over there and does that. And
that's my most, because I saw James Brown a lot in the late 70s through the 80s, all the way through the 90s. And James Brown being on the organ and Prince being on the organ are my two connected moments. So every time I see Prince go over to the organ like that during this era, I know people think about James Brown when Prince is doing the splits and doing all of that, but it's really when they both are at the organ, because when they're both at the organ is when, for me, they are both being band leaders. And we know that James Brown and Prince was doing the band leaders with all the hand signals and all of that. But it's just something about both of them. And probably because nobody else that was a front man was at the organ like that, like James Brown, other than Prince. And it lets me know like that thing. All right, I'll shut it. Go ahead.
Awesome. So, Lady Cab Driver, were you at the show? Because you're saying he opened the show bare-chested? Because
Didn't he open all of those, the hit and runs, all of them, bare chested? Like he would start with his shirt and his tucked in his pants. He would, I think, when he opened I think they all, when they come out with Around the World in a Day and Crystal Traces, he would always be no shirt on, I thought.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to get into it because I would make some people mad. Okay, so on the right picture by RJ III, the reason why I kept this one in is because I love seeing Wiley, Jerome, and Brooks.
Yes.
And this also has like a JB's feel to it too, just on the angle of the shot and everything like that. So this is pretty funny. Prince looking like a prom king. I don't know if the suit itself is pink. I think it's just because of the lighting. I think it's a white. I've been trying to figure out what exactly is the color of this suit. I think it's white, but I could be wrong. And also, I really love the shot of, I think that's Jerome, like throwing up the tambourine in the sky. Mm-hmm. And yeah, this is a great shot. Love this shot. And why did I keep this picture in? I'm not sure. I know why. Because I'm trying to figure out I think it's a white shirt with a pink shirt, but I could be wrong.
That's not why you kept it in.
Oh, why?
Because it's cool, damn it.
Yes.
That's why it's in. Just like the next one you about to show. Now show the next one. That's cool too, damn it. Let's keep going. Go ahead.
This is definitely the reason why I put, I love this photo. I love this photo. I think it's an audio shot photo, but this is such a cool photo. And it just shows how comfortable Prince was, just jumping, hopping up on a piano, singing from in this case, the organ, which is even crazier because he's off to the side, which I still don't understand why the organs was off to the side. Okay. And you can see a little bit closer the colors now. So maybe it's a light pink. I don't know. You see the cufflink coming through on this one. So I had to show he got his cufflinks on.
See these cufflinks?
Yes. And then here's another. I love this shot. This is a great shot. So if anybody knows the photographer for this one, I would love to know because this is a really great shot. And one of the things about, whatever kind of shirt he had on for this one and the last Madison Square Garden, he was sweating profusely, and you almost always never saw Prince sweat through his clothes. So I wonder what kind of material we're talking about. And you can see that Wendy has on a very muted yellow. So it could possibly be a pink suit like Rakabash said, or I don't know, or maybe it's whatever that reddish color is. I don't remember my 64 crayons, coral, a light coral or something like that.
Well, looking at that, it just gives me bad memories of when my stepson got married and they had their wedding the color of them colors I ain't have in my closet because I don't know no salmon or no sandy. And I didn't know what the hell them colors was. So I had to have a salmon and a sandy. Them was the colors. And it looked like Prince is channeling salmon and sandy some damn way. So, but
all right, cool. So I got a official message that the suit is white. So it must be the lights that are affecting the suit color, and because it does look white, but Winnie is definitely wearing yellow, and it looks like some kind of pinstripe. Okay, here we go. Black and white polka dots. Oh, I gotta turn off. So I literally kept this photo in because of Wendy's hair, because it looks so great in the back. And I just want to remind everyone that the polka dots didn't show up, for we got them here.
I actually had a polka dot vest made because of that.
Nice. And we got and this is a photo by Ron Gala, if I'm saying it right. Ron is actually one of my favorite photographers because he would often take photos of Vanity when she was out and about, and has taken some amazing photos of Vanity. So it's really great to see some of his photos of Prince live. And the reason why I kept this one in was not for Prince, but for Eric Leeds, because of the lean he got going on. It's one of my favorites when I wish, baby love, I could get my hair like Wendy's one day. That's not gonna happen, but I love that. So I'm so happy that you understand. Like it's really giving life Wendy's hair. And here are a couple other shots from Ron Gala, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And Eric Leeds is in the back of these. But for the one on the right, I don't like that Prince's microphone is blocking Eric Leeds. So that's the reason why I kept that one in. And also, he's leaning more in this one versus the lean on that one. And then, yeah, okay. And then here's more Gary Gershoff. And absolutely love this photo. Now, I'm thinking this is an audience photo. I could be wrong, but here's Prince with Jerome and Wiley, and they're drinking something like in little champagne, I guess champagne glasses or whatnot. And yeah, very cool shot. And now here comes Sheila. Now, in the day, Black Beat ran this photo a lot. I wish they would have kept my Black Beats, but I cut all my Black Beats up and put them like in yearbooks and various scrapbooks and stuff. So I don't have the photographer, but I need to find the photographer. This one.
I just want to take a moment for my teenage years.
Uh-huh.
I just need to take a moment for what this picture meant to me when I was 16 years old. If you know, you know. But I just have to shout out. This is what I call high art. That picture is high art. And 16-year-old Celie McInnes understood what high art was. Let's move on.
Yes. So this photo is one of the photos that we saw a lot in real time.
Yep.
This was like the shot. Now I'm going to show you some others, but this is the one that I saw the most, at least.
Yeah.
So this is a great shot here. And this is a great shot as well, but the microphone is in his face. And this is the shot here.
Yeah. Remember that
one? Behind him. And then Sheila behind him. I love the expression on his face on that one. And oh yes, we got to talk about Sheila's hair. So Sheila's hair was also amazing. Thank you, baby love, for sure. And this is when she had like the blonde highlight, towards the top, and which she had like for the Glamorous Life as well, but she kind of like made it shorter or something like that.
Is that what they call feathered?
Yeah, it was feathered. So I got my hair feathered just because of Sheila E. So my junior or senior year, somewhere in there. Oh no, it would have been earlier than that. Yeah, it would have been so yeah. When I was in high school, I got my hair feathered because of Sheila E. It was the worst thing I could have done because my hair does not grow fast. So it took me almost 10 years to grow it back. But I did do it. And
look here. We all have suffered hairdos. I can't sit here. That's why my line right now is not lining. Because of all the bad hairdos I had in the 80s. So you are not alone.
It's really funny, Boombox Guru. I have only 3 pictures. I know it's still feathered because my high school graduation, like your senior pictures and that thing you wear, I don't remember what it's called. I have it. So I only have 3 pictures of my hair like that, but I'll try to find them for you.
Oh, yeah. My mama would not buy my senior pictures because she didn't like my Prince Morris Day face I made in the picture. She was hot.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is amazing, K-Cool music that you saw Sheila and Prince on stage together for the Romance 1600 a couple of times. That is incredible. I wish I could have experienced that. So I'm glad that you were able to do that. All right, here's another image with Sheila behind them. And the reason I kept this one in is just so that you can see the cross. You can see that he's still wearing the cross. Also, I think this is the Under the Cherry Moon Christopher Tracy overcoat that Wiley gave him. And then he has on another shirt that has polka dots and stuff.
And you can see the detail in it. It wasn't until we started looking at those pictures closely I realized the detail in that coat. I thought it was just like a one kind of color. Just, I didn't know it had that kind of detail in it.
Yeah. And absolutely love this photo by Gary Gershoff, of how Sheila's looking at Prince, Prince looking at Sheila. Great shot. And this is one of my favorite Prince expressions. He would do this often, but Gary Gershoff captured this perfectly. And I love how Sheila is smiling, because Sheila always had fun on stage, especially when they were. I love. I'm going to take a moment just to say, Celie, I always love seeing Prince and Sheila on the same stage. They always had so much fun together.
Yep.
It's nothing like, it just brings me so much joy. Like anytime they're like performing, it's just the love, the music, and the musical artistry. It was just so incredible to witness.
And it never ended, because you remember even in 2010 when she does some dates with him on the on the 2010 shows, and they do the little thing on one of the shows where he chases her. No, she chases him around the stage for messing with her timbales. So yeah, so like no matter whatever the tension was, off scene or behind the scenes, when they hit the stage, you could tell how much they love performing together.
Yeah, for sure. But again, classic expression, Prince expression. And this is another great Gary Gershoff. I love any photos with hands in them. I don't have a hand thing, I guess. So it's so great to see the hands from Wally Brooks and Jerome, and Prince's hands. So this is a great shot. And another shot with Prince and the fellas, and another hand from the crowd, because I think this is a crowd photo. Love, 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 love this shot. This is pretty amazing. And, you know, the guys are all dressed in white, looking clean with their suspenders and whatnot. And then we have another organ photo by Gary Gershoff, and love this photo. This is a great, great, great guitar shot. You never go wrong taking a photo of Prince with a guitar. More guitar and Prince, and love the shot. There's something about this shot here. Sometimes Prince photos of Prince reminds me of different eras than the one that he's currently in.
Right.
So when I see this, I'm feeling like controversy Prince in terms of the expression on his face, because he was like a little bit more intense back during the controversy era, and he's all smiles during this. So it was really interesting to see the shot. And then this is another on Gala. Go ahead.
It's funny that all these pictures, he's really, even though he wasn't, I think you'll know what I mean when I say, even though he wasn't able to do so, he really is breaking I'm the dude in the ruffled shirt.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like he's so not the dude in the ruffled shirt on this tour. And to me that speaks to, and I've been years trying to struggle how to put this, that he never had to feel like, since he was changing so much, he never felt to be tied to one image to be who he was, if that makes sense. Like you see a lot of bands, and whoever that band is, the first time you see them, that's who they are forever. Whoever that singer is, the first time you see them, that's who they are. And so it's funny that for most people, Prince is this one moment in time, that for his career, he was that only one time. So, and so you really see, that's what I really love about this tour. And again, why so many of us are so bummed we didn't get to see it was because he was really, not only was it just a great damn show, he was destroying that ruffled shirt guy mode. That's it.
Yeah, when you started talking, I immediately thought of Larry Blackman.
Yeah. And still had it on when I saw him like 5 years ago.
Yeah, and I think somebody said they saw him recently, and he still has it on. So, love the shot from Ron Gala. You know, I guess Prince is taking the guitar off of him. Very gestural shot. So this is like afterwards going to, I think it's to his hotel, if I remember correctly. And whenever I see this outfit, candidly, it reminds me of Vanity in the same
Yep.
outfit, minus the coat. And now we got some clarity on that, so I'm happy about that. And you can see that it's actually pink or magenta or somewhere in there. And he
Of
has on
course,
a lot of makeup.
that's the coat that shows back up in the Sign of the Times concert.
Yes, it
That my
does.
that my other friend Ricky lost his mind when Prince threw it on the ground.
Yes, yes. And yeah, headed to the Palladium. So yeah. So he's headed to the Palladium in these shots here. And now I love Prince in a hat. Prince knows how to rock a hat. And this photo is from the Michael Oakes archives. And you see the guy behind him. I think, no, it's a different guy because he has on glasses. But this is another fan. And this is the autograph that that fan got
Cool.
from Prince. So that's cool. And this is also a very, remember we talked about the photo of Prince and Sheila. This is another photo that you saw a lot in real time.
Yep.
And this is from a news article, and I find the caption of the photo kind of funny. It says Disco Prince and Denise, and we all know that this is not Denise, but let's read it first. The Miss Who's a hit for Prince. There's no missing outrageous rock star Prince when he appears on stage, but when it comes to his private life, the 28-year-old singer-songwriter likes to keep a low profile. All the more surprising then that he should allow himself to be caught leaving Stringfellows disco in New York with a beautiful girl by his side. Who was the lucky woman? Prince wasn't saying, but one of his aides said her name was Denise. I don't know her surname, he added, because he's only just met her. The British-owned club is one of Prince's favorite night spots. Now, what I find interesting about this is we all know that that's Susanna. It's plain as day. But I guess no one knew who Susanna was, even though they should have, because we're past the family, because the family was released in 85. But I think it's interesting that the aide said that the name was Denise, and we all should know that Vanity's name was Denise. So I don't know what was going on with that, especially since we saw Vanity, like a month ago in the parade outfit. All right. So, okay. Let's move on because we got a lot to do. Okay. So, actually, on Monday, August 4th, we mentioned this. The UK single for Girls and Boys was released. There was not a US version of this. And you can see that the B side was Under the Cherry Moon. And here are some flats from this era for the Girls and Boys singles. I collect flats, so I love seeing these flats, and I love that there are like different colors of these flats. And this is the picture disc without it die cut out to its shape. Like that's what it looks like, and then it got die cut. So I have this one. It's one of my prized possessions because I love everything on the Cherry Moon. So this is a Girls and Boys limited edition picture disc, front and the back. And then this is something that I have never seen the UK single, and I've never seen this UK 12-inch like in real life. I mean, because I go to a lot of record conventions, a lot of record shows and things of that nature. Never seen this one. But what's cool about this 12-inch is that it came with a poster, and that poster was advertising the dates at the Wembley Arena. And yeah, so this is the poster inside. And another thing I've never seen is the UK double 7-inch gatefold, which would be a really great collector's item because when you open it up, you see Christopher Tracy, which is incredible. And This is the back of it. And you can see it was a double 7-inch. So one of the 7 inches was Girls and Boys on the Cherry Moon, and the other 7-inch was She's Always in My Hair, with the B-side of 17 Days, which I find strange, as because you know that 17 Days was B-side from Purple Rain era. And these are the two double 7 inches. And this was a cutout. If you went to record stores, like I don't, well, Theo, I'm hoping you still go to record stores, but for like for our younger audience, when you went to a record store, they would sometimes have displays. So this was a French counter display for Girls and Boys, and these are all of the picture discs from this particular era. So we got Girls and Boys, we got Mountains, we got Kiss, and the actual album. And then these were some magazine ads that was promoting the new single, the 7-inch and the 12-inch, as well as the Wembley Arena dates. And this was a promo poster for the Live at Wembley, which is coming up very soon. So probably next week. And we're going to move on to our reading. And I'm going to read, let's see what. All right. So Theo says, I can't find my mouse. Yes, I absolutely do go to record stores. I love collecting vinyl. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. All right. So let's get the reading started here. Tuesday, August 5th, 1986, estimate. Cristobal Orchestra Mix, overdubs, edits, and mix. All My Dreams, overdubs, mix. Galpin Blvd, home studio, Chanhassen, Minnesota. Producer Prince, artist Prince, engineer Susan Rogers. I am going to read this from Dr. Fink. He gave Cristobal to the group at the time and told us, here, learn this. Can you imagine being given a cassette of Cristobal and say, hey, go learn this? I can't imagine what it's like.
I've been like in your dreams, buddy. What am I gonna do with this?
Yes.
You got to play all this on stage by yourself.
Yeah, yeah. And I've said this before, but I cannot explain how magical it was listening to Expert Lover, because that's
there you go. Say what the real name was. Say it again.
Expert Lover.
There you go.
So, listening to that for the first time, my mind was absolutely blown. I already knew that Prince was a genius, but then I was like, oh my God, this is another level. Like, he leveled up with Cristobal.
You know what? Let me go and get my Prince card taken. Right? Go and get my Prince card taken. So, well, you know that, and I've said this before, that for me, the bootlegs were all about the live versions than the studio stuff. And I'm not, I know more people like studio boots, right? It's songs like Cristobal. They set such a high standard for the studio bootlegs.
Yeah.
Like, if the studio bootlegs that we getting ain't Cristobal, I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. I mean, I know, for those of y'all, if you weren't there like real time, late 80s, 90s, like when we got this expert level bootleg, and then so that's why for me, the live boots, because again, we could have probably all rationed out 20, 30 studio bootlegs that we love. But expert level set the damn bar so high. It is one of the, like, I don't have many studio bootlegs. Like, I like the albums the way they are. So we've had discussion before, like, would you take off this song? I'm cool with that. Expert Level was one of the few. I'm trying to think of what other songs that when I heard it, I was like, what the F was wrong with you, dude?
In a large room with no light.
Okay, yeah. Like,
and I don't know why Sexual Suicide has always been like one of my favorites. I like you said, we could go.
Yeah, but I mean, but Expert Level set the bar so high that when I would hear other studio boots, and when I'm gonna say this, and people are gonna say, it's not that I didn't like them, but I could hear boots and go like, yeah, okay, I understand why I didn't make that. Right? Then you would hear and go, I like this song, But I get why I didn't make the album. Two things can be true, folks, right? But expert level, hell no, it should have made something.
It
That
should have
is,
been something.
yeah. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're sorry, but you guys, I just wanted to like just pause and let you know in real time. I can't explain it.
Right.
It's incredible. Okay, so here learn this, and we started rehearsing and realized just how technically challenging it was. It's a continuous piece, like a symphony. I love that Dr. Fink said that. I always viewed it as operatic personally. We were used to playing 4-minute pop songs. I think I was rising to the challenge as I could write my own charts, but some of the others were ear players. There was so much going on, and Prince realized this and gave up on playing it live. This is a really important quote here, and we're not going to really get into this because we only got 30 minutes roughly. I don't know. We might go over a little bit. This is, I think it's very insightful why he was transitioning the band. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Right.
Dr. Fink said this. Okay. So having a 10-minute opus that explains his philosophy was incredible, but if it remained buried on an album, no one would hear it. He tried teaching it to the band, but as the song became too difficult to translate into a live performance, Prince decided to create a mix for a 7-inch single, although first he had to add Claire Fisher's orchestral arrangement that had been recorded the previous day. As he was mixing the track, Prince recorded a few additional overdubs, and once it was complete, he and Susan set about editing the song for a potential single. No immediate plans were in place for the release date, but it appears he wanted to have it prepared just in case. Additional work was also done on All My Dreams, including recording a few overdubs and updating the mix. Status: the edited version of Crystal Ball debuted on the Sound of the Times Super Deluxe Edition in 2020. And as I read the edited version, I get upset like I did when I saw the track listing for the Super Deluxe Edition. And I know somebody's going to write in the chat, well, we got it on Crystal Ball. That was later released, but it was not the original expert level.
Right. And to Brother Staley, I would say that for me, and then we talked about this a little bit, I would have liked it. I wanted Sign Times to be a triple album. I know it wasn't going to ever happen, right? That's why we got the double album. So for me, Crystal Ball, I don't want to take anything off of what's on Sign of the Times. Give me a third album with Crystal Ball and some of the other stuff. Or what if Crystal Ball is the B-side to Sign of the Times? So that's it. That's how I would look at it. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I really wish that if we couldn't have gotten Crystal Ball, the album, in real time, that because I do think that this whole Dream Factory, Crystal Ball, Camille, Sign of the Times, like there could have been so many different paths that Prince could have taken. Yeah. And I think if he would have had this song as the epicenter of an album, the songs we would have gotten would have been insane. Like if he would have followed that through personally, but since he was probably headed towards Sign of the Times as an album, I do think we should have gotten it as a B-side. For instance, if you had to put out I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man, which he did, why did we get Hot Thing as a B-side? He could have made Crystal Ball a B-side of one of those. So that's just me. Yes. Okay.
Think about it. We got Fill You Up as a B-side to a Batman single.
Right.
Which is somewhat kind of out of place.
Yeah.
A great song, by the way. But great. I love Fill You Up, by the way. But all right, go ahead.
Yes.
We on Wednesday?
Yeah, we're on Wednesday. So what we're gonna do is, you read Wednesday and I'll read Thursday.
Okay, and you just tell me when to skip.
Okay.
Wednesday, August 6, 1986. Hot Thing. Track and mix edit. Galpin Blvd, home studio, Chanhassen, Minnesota. Producer Prince, artist Prince, engineer Susan Rogers. Assume. Eric Leeds quote:
No,
Prince.
skip it.
Oh, no, all
Let's
right.
skip
All right. It is unclear if Prince had already moved on beyond the Dream Factory concept, but he appeared to have been shifting to the idea of including more references to a crystal ball in his music, possibly finding a linking theme for many of his tracks that had been missing from the previous collections. The concept of a crystal ball had already appeared on at least two tracks, The Ball, Crystal Ball, and now it was going to be part of Hot Thing.
Let's skip
Even
it. Let's skip down to when he recorded Hot Thing.
when he recorded Hot Thing, Prince layered the song with a lot of additional instruments, but later in the session, when he mixed it, he eliminated many of the extra parts, including a busy bass line and other elements that muddied up the message to make his musical ode to the object of his lust a much more sparse arrangement. By the end of the shift, Prince realized he needed another element on the composition, and he asked Eric to join him in the studio as quickly as possible. Status: a longer version of Hot Thing would eventually be edited 5 minutes and 39 seconds and released on the Sign of the Times album. The song was later commissioned to be remixed by Shep Pettibone. Multiple remixes listed as extended remix 8 minutes 32 seconds, edit 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and dub version 6 minutes 53 seconds were all edited by Junior Vasquez and subsequently released as the B-sides on the 12-inch of I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man in the United States on November 3rd, 1987. A promo of Hot Thing went to number 63 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, number 14 on the Hot Black Singles chart, and number 4 on the Hot Dance Club Play charts. I wanted to say something about Shep Pettibone, not this remix, another remix that I really love. I can't remember. Is it what's the other remix that Shep Pettibone? He did a.
I
Uh,
don't keep up with the remixes.
yeah, I'm like you. I'm not really, but this one is just anyway. There's a really good Shep Pettibone remix or something, and when I remember it, I go to go ahead, go ahead.
I just Google Prince Vault. It's like, is it Trust?
Not Trust. It's from the Sign of the Times era.
I don't know.
Strange Relationship. Thank you, Theo. Yes.
Yeah.
That thing, look, and I love everything that is Strange Relationship. I love the piano version. I love the album version. Hey, Proctor, and I'm not like you, I'm not big on the remixes like that. That damn Shep Pettibone Strange Relationship, it goes hard. All right, that's it. I'll say.
So one of the things that we need to say, actually, so another Prince remixer actually passed this week, and he's William Orbit. William Orbit did the remixes for The Future and The Electric Chair, and he was on the same level as Shep Pettibone. William Orbit is really well known in electronic dance circles. So yeah.
And it also shows how different these people were because like Junior Vasquez did a lot of the house mixes, and I have to say I'm not a big house person in that way, so I never liked a lot of the house mixes. But it was because I just didn't think that Prince and house music went together like that, right? So for the people I know who are going to ask me about Housequake, I'll just say Housequake is a James Brown tribute, and I'll leave it at that. So
yeah, Housequake isn't a house song; it just has the name house in it.
Right, exactly. But somebody will always say it. But my point is that it's really interesting how Prince would use different types of folk, which lets you know about his ear and about all the different things that he had in his music vocabulary. All right, that's it.
Yep. So D68 said a few weeks ago on July 23rd, so what, a couple of weeks ago? I'm just now seeing it. But not that long ago, if it was July 23rd. And then I was going to say something. Oh, a couple of things, because William Orbit did the remix of The Future. I went back and I've been watching the Sign of Times Super Deluxe After Salons, and we had gotten in a conversation about how you dislike the new tour, the beginning of the new tour, because of, and I just want you to know, and you may know this now, but I felt like at the time you didn't know this, but like it is actually the drum beat to the future that's
Right.
underneath those first 4 tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally don't. For me, the future is not house.
Right.
So I just wanted to say that.
Right. No, I'm glad you make that correct. I'm glad you make that correction. Yeah. That's a good correction to make.
Because like if you go back and watch it, you said that you didn't really want to hear Prince like all those songs on top of a house.
Right.
House beat,
Right.
but it's actually the future. And that's one of the reasons why I love the opening of the new tour, because I've always loved the drum track to the future.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my absolute favorite drum tracks that Prince has ever done of drum programming, you know, like even compared to like Irresistible B. Just there's some tracks that Prince did where the drums are the main thing. And for me, the future is one of those things.
And you know, it's funny, right? I love the future. So it's funny, right, that I love the future, but I think that for the other songs, it mutes the other songs for me, if that makes sense, right? It's like the other songs are a little bit more colorful. And so when you get the drum beat of the future under those other songs, it's like it brings the colors of those other songs all dark in a way that those other colors don't flourish, if that makes sense.
No, I understand. Yes, baby love. We talked about David Z at the top of the hour, but for those of you who don't know, David Z has also passed, and we have a video of one of his early interviews in the accompanying playlist. Let me read this from, okay, so Monner is saying the future for me is what I would best describe as future funk. I love that. It's a very stark, cold computer, lonely in the studio, reflective, and like Brave New World type of gothic quality to it.
Yep.
Sure.
Monner, I agree with all of that.
Yes. Yep. And yeah, thank you for that, EA, because I was thinking David, but not reading Bobby, but it is definitely, it's David Z, not Bobby, for sure. All right. And we're going to move on to the next part of our reading. Trying to figure out how we're doing on time. We're doing okay. Not the best, but we're going to get through this. So Thursday, August 7th, 1986, Hot Thing, Horn Overdubs, Mix Edit, Make Your Mama Happy, Tracking Overdubs Mix, Forever in My Life, Tracking Mix, Galpin Blvd, Home Studio, Chanhassen, Minnesota, Producer Prince, Artist Prince, Engineer Susan Rogers. The question, what was your inspiration for the song Forever in My Life? Prince, this is a Prince quote because it's bolded. Susanna, she knows. All right. Prince was busy preparing for the European tour with rehearsals and last minute plans, but he apparently wanted to finish this final wave of recording with 2 songs, Make Your Mama Happy and Forever in My Life. During sessions like this, Prince would generally be extremely focused, and it was important that the only people near him were facilitating his music or creating a layer around him to remove him from anything that could be distracting. He knew what he was doing and nobody mattered, explained Susanna. That's why in Prince's voice, you're here for me, I am not here for you. And there was a lot of that. Like, you want to be doing the stuff that I'm doing because ain't nobody better than me. And he was right. Prince spent the first few hours mixing and likely adding a few overdubs to the previous day's recording of Hot Thing. Eric was asked to play sax on the track. I remember that one because I didn't have my regular horn. My horns were on the road, explained Leeds, and he was losing patience. And I said, well, my horns aren't here. They're back in town. So he rented me a horn to play. I had to play on some... I'm not going to read this, but...
Some shit-ass horn. Look at that is the most Eric Leeds moment of Eric Leeds. Go ahead, Eric Leeds. Some shit-ass horn. Go ahead on.
And I guess it turned out okay. Despite the protests of Eric, when Prince played the track for members of his band, it went well. We weren't involved in Hot Thing at all, but I liked it, recalls Wendy. I thought it was another one of his funky masterpieces. Once that was finished, he began work on Make Your Mama Happy by laying down the usual drum bed and then at least one synth line on the Prophet BS and another one on the Mirage, then guitar and bass before recording his vocals. Many of his compositions are made to entertain. While this track was explaining the importance, I'm going to skip all of that. and go down to the spoken word parts of this track included a callback to a song he recorded years earlier called Don't Let Him Fool Ya. He started recording Forever in My Life after midnight and quickly put together the basic tracks, including drums, acoustic guitar, and piano. But when he was ready to lay down his lead vocal, his normal routine changed. There were a couple of times when he said, no, just leave the mic where it is. Let's just do it. Remember Rogers. Forever in My Life is one example. On Forever in My Life, he was in such a damn good mood. I think that was a simple statement of honest declaration of love, but it wasn't a declaration of sex. Many of his other songs are a declaration of desire, but I think Forever in My Life was a simple declaration of honest love. He had been up all night and he came upstairs, recalls Susanna. It was like 7 in the morning. He grabbed my hand and said, follow me. And so I followed him downstairs. The sun was coming through the stained glass windows and he pressed play. And that song came on and I looked at him and I got teary eyed. And that was it. He didn't have to say anything. Susanna was asked to add background vocals to the chorus. And I'm not going to read this bit, but that's the reason why you should have your own books, just for save time. But there's another quote from Susanna from 2018, if you want to hear more from Susanna. The version of Forever in My Life that was recorded contained Prince having fun with the la da da section. La da da da
da da da. You can't talk it, you had to sing it.
Yes. It was obvious he was being playful with the song. A mix was created of all of the tracks and dubbed to cassette, and plans were made to add horns to Make Your Mama Happy the following day. Status: Make Your Mama Happy, 4 minutes, was released on the Crystal Ball CD in 1998. Forever in My Life, 6 minutes and 25 seconds, was edited to 3 minutes and 30 seconds and placed on Sound of the Times. The longer Forever in My Life was released as Forever in My Life Early Vocal Run in August 2020 as a preview track for the Sound of the Times Super Deluxe Edition. Okay. So anything we want to say? What's going on in the chat? We've already talked about Hot Thing and Forever in My Life. So is there anything you want to say about Make Your Mama Happy?
It is one of the best examples of his Sly Stone fandom inspiration. Like when I think of Make Your Mama Happy, I think of Sly Stone. It is groovy, and I do mean that word. It is a groovy, positive song. And when I think of Sly Stone, other than Rag going on, that's not so right. But when I think, when we think of Sly Stone, we think groovy and positivity. There's also there's a song on, and I can't think of it. There's a song on Condensate. I think it's the opening single. What's the opening song of the album Condensate? That's also a Sly Stone nod. So Make Your Mama Happy lets me know just how embedded Sly Stone was into who they are. And I'll just say, Forever in My Life, some of the greatest goddamn poetry Prince has ever written. I'll say thank you, TP Libra, Strawberry Lake. So Strawberry Lake is a Sly and Family Stone nod. Make Your Mama Happy is a Sly Family Stone nod. And Forever in My Life is just one of the most beautiful things he's ever done. That's it.
All right. And there's a whole other thread going on in the chat about Crystal Ball and Dream Factory and all that, but I'm trying to be mindful of time. So make sure you're in the chat because there's always multiple conversations happening at the same time. So, Celie, do you mind reading Friday, August 8th?
Yes. Friday, August 8th, 1986, Make Your Mama Happy, horn overdubs. Forever in My Life, vocal and various overdubs mix. Galpin Blvd, home studio, Chanhassen, Minnesota. Producer Prince, artist Prince, engineer Prince. And of course, we have a Prince quote that opens up. I wrote this song called Make Your Mama Happy that would probably really frighten you. In the quote, once Prince reviewed Forever in My Life, he decided that he wanted to redo his vocals and adjust the tone of the song. With the new vocal pass and placement, Prince focused on giving his voice more passion instead of the upbeat, playful feeling of the previous day's session. The updated sound also refocused the song to feature keyboards instead of his acoustic guitar. The acoustic guitar is brought back into the mix at 3 minutes, and the result was much more powerful, eliminating the demo feel of the track and lending the number a deeper, more intimate feeling of longing and desire. The song was also faded down at 3 minutes and 30 seconds, leaving the last 3 minutes on the editing floor. Some of the parts that were eliminated found their way onto the performances of the song during the Sign of the Times tour. Here's a quote from Susan Rogers. Quote, when it came time to replace his original lead vocal, a miscalculation ended up giving the song more character. Remember Susan, quote, he asked me to mute the background while he did the lead. So I did. I muted the backgrounds. He did the lead. He came back in. I unmuted it, and I realized that he had come in 2 bars later from the lead vocals. So the backgrounds were all 2 bars ahead. It sounded great, and it was really cool, and he was happy with it. End quote. At midnight, Eric Leeds added his horns to make your mama happy. It is possible that Prince's vocal for "Forever in My Life" was recorded on a later date. Do you want the Wendy quote?
No, we're gonna end it there because it's like 3 more pages.
Okay.
So that's the reason why I'm gonna do a public service announcement. At the end of the day, this is a book club, and you really need your own copy of the book because we're not reading everything. And there are 3 more pages to this particular section. And it's actually pretty important because it really kind of goes into the tension in the band. So for those of you who want to read more about the tension in the band, like the conversation we started earlier, you would want to go there. So I'm going to go ahead.
So my second favorite part of the song was a mistake. That's amazing. I never knew that. I am today years old when I realized it was a mistake. I just thought he's such a genius. But the way I did just because the way, and my cousins and I, we would sing that together all the time. Like, because my cousin was a real musician, and so he would make me sing the lead because I don't have enough rhythm to do the background. That's why it was so genius to me, because to do that background means you really have to have timing, and I don't have the timing to do it. We sung it together all the time. That's it. I'll shut up.
Awesome. So give me 1 second. Hold on. We are going to read the last. I'm trying to look something.
Love Sexy has a question. I want to say, it's not Sign of the Times? Is it Make Your Mama Happy? What deluxe is that track on? Is it Sign of the Times?
Or I think is it another Times?
Yeah, I think so. Love Sexy is Sign of the Times.
Yeah. So Sign of the Times Super Deluxe. Okay. Yes. It's definitely not on 1999. So it got to be on Times. So Saturday, August 9th, 1986. Prince and everyone working on the tour flew to London to prepare for the launch of the European leg of the parade tour. The equipment was loaded in the following day, and a rehearsal was planned for the next. The European tour was a band-aid to help keep the promotion of the Parade album alive, but they were dealing with a series of missteps that were damaging the usual momentum that Prince had when he released an album. I think the failure of the movie and the early demise of the album After Mountains, which was an ill-advised single choice, had a lot to do with everybody backing off the idea of a States tour, explained tour manager Alan Leeds. Here's a quote: I thought it would be a way to take the focus off the problems with the film and the album, and in fact help the album at a time when it needed it because of the bad choices for the second single, but nobody else seemed to agree with that, and it became a thing of like, maybe we better go hide our head in the sand because it's not our time. So we did Europe. We used it as a way to break into the European market for the first time with great success, although on a limited scope. It wasn't a very ambitious tour. It was only a few weeks. Now, I know for the Europeans that this was a really important tour for Prince. And like we've been saying, I think we already said this earlier, I do think Prince should have had an extended or proper tour in the States for this album. I really wish they would have done that because it takes them so long. We mentioned this last week or 2 weeks ago, to get back to a proper tour of the States. We wouldn't get it until. So the Europeans also got the Sign of the Times tour, and a lot of people were not happy about that for sure. So Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. So the Make Your Mama Happy is on the Crystal Ball 98, Duke Swan and Blade Brown.
Thank
Yes.
y'all for that.
Yeah, and we read it. It's just that I don't
Right.
have any air conditioning. And I'm getting really hot. My air conditioner has been down for a long time, and I am getting hot.
Sorry
So
to hear that.
yeah, so that's my brain is like shutting down. So thank you for that. And all right, so we are going to get to the end here.
This would have never happened,
Uh-huh.
but this would probably been the only time in Prince's career that he would have benefited from having a Colonel Tom Parker.
Oh yeah.
Because Colonel Tom was gonna make that American money. Let me be real clear.
Yeah.
So I think that this would, but again, he would never have a Tom Parker, right? One of the
Yeah.
difference between Prince and Elvis. But if you say where Tom Parker could have, they were gonna get that. He would got that American money. I don't care about you licking your wounds. I don't care about your little movie. You're gonna get up there and shake your fanny and make this American money. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah. So let's see. We're at the end here, but we still have a few things to talk about. So far in 1986, there are 94 studio sessions total, 47 new songs total. And these are the songs that were tracked. So you can see this week again, Hot Thing, Make Your Mama Happy, Forever in My Life. And then we got 10 live concerts total so far this year. And then we're gonna skip that. So what do I have here? Okay. I'm gonna skip this. Oh, but Alice Smith has announced new dates. So she's been doing like a residency at Joe's Pub in New York. If you're in New York and you haven't seen her perform live, I highly recommend that you go and support Alice. She's amazing live. Joe's Pub is an incredible venue. The sound is incredible. But she's also announced Chicago, Boston, and Atlanta dates. I don't know when she's been to Atlanta. So if I was in Atlanta, I would be running to go see Alice Smith. And wanted to mention that Andre Simone was on Funkatopia this past week. It's in the accompanying playlist. As everyone should know, Andre is the album out yet? Because I haven't been on social media. I think
it comes out like the 14th or the 15th.
Okay. Yeah, so like a funk album. And then we should all know about the upcoming annual Paisley Midwest Party honoring the legacy of Prince with Eric Leeds and Atlanta Bliss. And it's going to be in Georgetown, Kentucky. This is such an incredible event by Eric Rogers. Really wish I could go, but like I said, my HVAC shut down and it's taking all my discretionary funds. So I cannot go, but I know it's going to be incredible. And there was a very special celebration for Miss O in DC last week. And Rodney Fitzgerald shared some photos in the actual program. So much appreciation to Rodney for sharing these with us.
Yeah, thank you, Rodney. That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And you can see the love. Like I'm trying to tell you, like if you met, if you met Miss O, because she just really had a deep and left a very deep impression. And I really love that this photo shows her celebration gear. That just kind of shows like her love for Prince because she was at Celebration this year. So that was really great to see. And there is a GoFundMe for Miss O for her family. There's a GoFundMe for Jackie Thompson. There's a GoFundMe for Rich Benson's wife who passed away very quickly soon, like it was not expected. And then we want to help Addie Durant get back on her feet. So there's still a GoFundMe for Addie. There's still a GoFundMe for Troy, even though he's looking great. He's out and about having like art shows. So I'm so grateful that he has beat it a second time, but he still has to pay hospital bills and all of that. Dr. Funkenberry, unfortunately, is still battling his cancer battle. So again, GoFundMe for all of these. And if you can't contribute, say hello, wish them a kind word, donate $1, donate $5. All those dollars and $5, they can add up. So yes, for sure.
$1 from 1,000 people is $1,000. Remember that.
Yeah. Yes, it can definitely add up. And then there's a GoFundMe for Des Dickerson. And I don't know why this is off because I guess I didn't put it in here. So I guess what I need to do is, let me see if I can go over there really quickly. Hold on. I can't. Yeah, I'm going to go over here. So in the accompanying playlist, we have D68A's soundboard of the Madison Square Garden show. You can hear All My Dreams, Hot Thing, Make Your Mama Happy, On the Crystal Ball, Forever in My Life. I put in The Future and Electric Chair remixes. I haven't put Crystal Ball on here because I needed to find the one I really wanted to put on because I didn't want to put in the Crystal Ball. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. And then I did the Laura LaPuma. You got the interview with Andre Simone. And this is the reason why I played 9 at the top of the hour, because I saw a snippet from this particular interview with John Paris, who's the drummer for Earth, Wind, and Fire. But he talks about like trying out to be the drummer for Madhouse and playing 9. So it made me want to listen to 9. And then I was like, oh, I'm in a 9 mood. And then Eddie M is also in this conversation on the Musicians Reveal podcast. And I just put this in Westlove covers Betty Wrights tonight because this is what I've been listening to all morning. And I love this cover. And it's been out for 7 years. Yes, I've been listening to this for like 7 years and I love it so. And it reminds me of home.
Yes, indeed.
So, yes. Yep. Like juke joints. Even though
right. That's right.
House parties, all of that in Alabama, even though I think this is filmed in Georgia, but close enough. All right. And then let's see what we got. If we got Ricky, we can't forget about Ricky. So if you need to listen to Ricky, and I mean, actually, if you listen to the Silent Times, the 5 after salons we did for the Silent Times Super Deluxe celebration, Ricky was on almost all of those. So I've been listening to those so you can hear our what we thought about these songs that we're talking about right now, actually, a few years ago. And again, if you can, please donate to the Kronz and Kaleidos Foundation in memory of Ricky, Bit.ly The Flesh, because he also loved Madhouse and The Flesh. So, and we were at the end, and I love this Baby Love. Yes, thank God that Andre Simone is releasing some new music for sure. We absolutely love that. And yes, Andres, we would also appreciate all the videos you upload. Still waiting I'm not waiting for the canceled Netflix documentary personally.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm in the minority. I don't ever want to see it.
Yeah, I don't want to see it either.
But I get why other people do.
Yes. And this is also, yes, a reunion of Eric in Atlanta is insane. That's the reason why I keep promoting this event. So if you can get there, I would get there because if my dollars were right, I would be there with bells on, but I can't. So, thank you so much. I really appreciate that for the accompanying list. Well, thank you for being here, Eldebar, and coming in, just saying hello. We appreciate you. And I'm sure I missed a lot because a lot is going on in the chat. You guys are hopping the chat today.
Yep.
So let's see. Let's see. All right. So, okay, here we go. So D68. So Andre says, so I take that you're going to be a special guest talk about the Hit and Run show you went to. D68A says, I'm not an on-camera person. So even if you're not on camera, you can come on and not have your camera on. You can be just on your voice if you want.
Yes, because I always love hearing this is the DE68A show. So come on, Cameron, keep your camera off and come say that.
Yes. I mean, I had someone who was going to come and talk about a hit and run, but they couldn't do it. So it would be great to actually hear from someone who actually saw one of these shows. And you can get in touch with us if you want to come on with the WDPDTW@gmail.com. email address, but no pressure. I also don't like pressuring people. So if you don't want to, I totally understand. But if you want to, that would be amazing, because I think it's important to make sure, especially because this is one of the tours where not many people saw it in the States at all. So it'd be great to hear from someone. So yeah, I interviewed Andre for the DMGB 30. So that would have been the 2020. And I did a couple of different interviews. So if you just go to my channel and you can search within the channel, I did an interview. Things are really crazy right now. If you're in academia, you'll know like this is August is a very crazy time. So I won't be able to do it, but I'm so happy that Funkatopia were able to interview Andre, and I'm very excited that he has new music coming out. So go ahead, C. Lee, and take us out.
So as always, we want to thank you guys in the chat. We cannot stress enough how much you guys in the chat mean to us, how much your energy means to us, how much y'all love mean to us, and also just how much of y'all information means to us. We love all the information that you guys bring. You guys are completely as important to the discussion of Brother $2 book and keeping the legacy of Prince not only alive, but giving out the correct information. So I love that you guys do that. I'm going to end by saying what I always say, the two-part thing. Hug the people you love and tell the people that you love them. Tell the people that you love them, and hug the people that you. Oh, and one little thing, Prof. Duff, remember last Saturday I told you I came on finding out about the former Jackson State player who had died. I actually, every August, I speak to the football team. So I spoke to the football team yesterday, and before I spoke to the football team, they did a balloon release for him. And his family was there, and they all came in, and it was just a really, really moving moment. And then we had to transition from there to me talking to the whole team. And I want to thank the coaches who entrusted me to give them the full history. But I say that to say life is short. You never know when someone is going to leave us. So hug the people that you love and tell the people that you love them. And we will see y'all next week.